Hello everyone, today I'm going to be teaching you how to make this really cool fighter jet. It's called Archer. As you can see, it has really nice body, has a color change cockpit, air intakes, a machine gun, and also engine. So it looks like a really nice plane. It's capable of flying pretty well, and it's not too hard to fold. So let's get started. First, you're gonna you need a square paper, any size. First step, you're gonna fold it in half, like this, from corner to corner. Open it back up, flip it around, and fold it in half the other way. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna open this up and squash fold this. Flip it over, same step on this side. Now we're gonna fold this like this, flip it over, reverse this crease as well. And now we're just gonna fold up here from this point to the top. And put that back down, and now we're gonna open up this pocket and squash fold it again. Flip it to the other side, same thing on this side. Turn it over and do the same exact thing. Squash fold both sides. Now we're going to open it up a bit. We're going to unfold it like this, right? So the plane should be like this, with the side that you creased should be like this. Now we're going to fold from this corner to this corner. Now that we did that, we're going to fold this top edge to this edge. Open that up, do the same thing on the other side. Now, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to fold from where these two creases we just made meet, and we're going to fold it straight down. Reverse that fold. Now we're just going to pull this out and flatten it like this. And we're going to flatten this here. Push it to the other side. Do the same thing. Okay, you're just going to want to unfold that. Actually, no, keep it back. Next step, we're gonna swivel this here. We're gonna make a squash fold like this. Flip it up, and then push that to the side. And same thing on the other side. Now we're gonna push these two triangles inward and lay it flat like this. Now we're going to fold this to the center. Same thing on the other side. Open that up, and then we're going to do a petal fold right here. So now that we have that, for this next step, you kind of want to fold this into thirds. So an easy one way I like to do this, so you're gonna open that up and I'm gonna fold this until, as you could see this crease right here. Look at this point and look at this crease. So you want to fold from this point a third of the way in and land this corner on that crease we just made. Make sure it goes all the way to that corner at the top. That's how you get it to fold into perfect thirds. Same thing on the other side. And now we're just going to fold, landing this crease on the center. Because we're going to need to fold this flap in again into thirds. So we're gonna make these creases. So it's make these exact precise creases first to make it easier. After you've done that, you're gonna open it up, put this petal fold back, and now we're gonna do a step that's a bit hard. I wanna unfold this. Here, let me show you the steps slowly. So we're gonna open this up, and you're kind of unfolding this a little bit. And now you see we have a bunch of creases here. So we want to reverse this crease right here and this. So this point should be like popping up a bit like a pyramid. And then you could just collapse it down like this. It's not gonna lay flat, but let me show you again what I just did there. So see, we're using these two creases we made, opening this up a bit, and then you wanna poke with your finger right under this point, so that you could push this down, and then after you could like fold this too. Then you're going to just land these two creases on each other Same thing on the other side. And we're gonna fold this down a bit. Now we're gonna use this crease, and we're pedal folding this up. Make sure you need to use these creases to help. Pedal fold this up. Make sure everything inside the plane is nice and neat. And it should look like this. And you could lay it flat like that, but then we're gonna do an open sync fold. So you're just opening it and reversing this crease and this crease. That's an easy step, and then we could fold it down like this. Now you're simply gonna go in here, and we're gonna fold this into thirds, just like we did before. So now it's easier to fold it inside, because inside this pocket, that's easier because we already have the creases there. Same thing on the other side. So now that you fold that into thirds, that's just to strengthen the nose so it flies farther. Fold this back. And now we can get to working on the actual body of the plane. So this is pretty much just the base of the whole thing. And now we can get to work on the body of the plane and everything. First step is to fold. We have this crease right here and this edge. We're going to fold that down to there. And you could make sure that this point lands on this crease right here. Make sure it's all nice and neat. Now do the same thing on the other side. After that, I'm going to fold this edge into the center. There's a crease right here, but we're just continuing it. Same thing on the other side. Now we're just going to fold on both of these at the same time. And then actually first, I want to fold this point down to right here. After that, I'm going to fold it on both of these at the same time and just push this inward. So this is going to end up being the machine gun at the end, and you could push this flap to either side. There we go. Now we're going to fold this edge to this edge. Other side. And we're going to fold along right. And we're going to fold along this edge as well. Same thing on the other side. Now we're going to fold this edge to right here. Same thing on the other side. And then we're just going to inside reverse this, and inside reverse this as well. Now we're going to do a bit of a tricky step, but first I'm going to fold this edge to the center. Same thing on the other side. Unfold that now. And then we're going to do a pretty tough move here. I'm going to pedal fold this, so you're opening up along this crease. And then watch closely. You're flattening it like this. Flattening that crease. You want to put your finger inside this pocket and flatten it too. So now you see we have the plane like this. We won't lay flat, so we're gonna open up this pocket and flatten this out. Make sure that the crease hits this crease right here, and do the same thing on the other side. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to open this up, and we're folding along this line. Make sure this point lands right here. Same thing on the other side. And now we're going to do a squash fold. It's a bit hard. I'm gonna open this up and just push until this whole thing flattens out. And push it back down. Same thing on the other side. Push down. And push this down. Now, we are going to do another tricky step. Where basically, I want to do this slowly. Since in my next couple of videos, this is going to be a technique that we're using. And it's going to appear in pretty much all of the planes. We're opening this up, right? And we want to kind of sink fold this in. So we're pushing on it like this. And then we could get it to lay flat. So as you can see, we have this tab right here, and what I just did is I just pushed it out. Like so. We do it closely. We do it clearly. Opening up this. Push on this crease and this crease. So you want to reverse those two and just collapse the thing in on itself. Great. Now we're gonna make the cockpit of the plane. So you're gonna take this point and fold it down to here. After you've done that, you're gonna make a crease from here, and pay attention to this edge also. Make a crease starting from there, and you want this edge to land on itself. Like this. Same thing on the other side. So now we have both our creases. Now you want to do a rabbit ear fold. And we're going to push this flap to one side and push it to the other side. Now we're going to take this little bit of paper and slide it forward and push this flap to the other side. So this is a bit of paper trapped under here. Pull it out, slide all of that paper forward, and move the flap to the other side. Now we're going to do a pretty simple fold. Just squash folding this. You could turn it around and make sure that it's all the edges and the creases even. And then we're going to do this step. You're going to fold this in and fold this in, and then fold, do an inside reverse fold right there. It's a bit small, so it should look like this, and I usually like to push it down. Same thing here, and then push that down. So now we have the cockpit of the plane, and we also have this. These two tabs right here are going to end up locking the plane in place. Now that we have that, we're going to start to work on the body of the plane. So first step is you're going to take this point and fold it to here. Like that. Do the same thing on the other side. And then you are going to inside reverse this flap like this. So it should look like this now. Same thing on the other side. Fold along this crease, like so. And fold along here too. So you can inside reverse fold that, so that it looks like this. Do the same thing on the other side. Now we're going to make another inside reverse fold. This crease we made just now, push that in. Push it in on the other side too. Good. Now that we have this, we are going to, so these are going to become the two fins. You want to basically fold this edge. You wait for the camera to stop shaking. Perfect. There we go. So you want to basically fold this edge to here. Do the same thing on the other side. And now we're going to flip this over, and we're folding from here to that point we just made. And be careful because this corner will rip easily. So you kind of want to bend it more. Just curl it like this so it doesn't rip. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to do another tricky step. We're kind of opening this up, and we're just pushing this in, and we're kind of closing it back on this crease, so that instead of just laying around like this, now we're locking that flap onto the plane. Very good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fold this fin along the line, along this edge, and we're going to squash fold it like this. So now you want to make sure I get both those points. Same thing on the other side. Now we're basically gonna do a swivel fold. We're taking this corner and we're bringing it to this. See where this edge and this edge meet. Or you could say we're taking this edge and landing on here, on this edge. So we are making a crease like this. I'm gonna open this up like this. Now we're just going to land this edge on itself. So squash fold this. And now if you can see, this point should land close to here. It won't land all the way. Now we're going to do the same swivel fold on the other side. Okay, good. Now we're going to open this up. Here's the tricky part, and you want to just push this in. So you're pushing that flap in, and go ahead and just sink this other one. So I understand it might be a bit unclear what the step I just did, so let me repeat that again. There is a flap. See this pocket, we have to reverse it. And if you go in here, you can see here's the flap we want to bring out. So we're pushing it on these couple of creases, and then we are just flattening it out, and then we have to push it the other way. Now it's going to be another swivel fold. This one you want to be as accurate as possible. You're pushing this down along this crease, right? And then we are going to swivel up until here, and you really want to try to make sure that this edge lands right there. And right here, sorry for the shaking camera. Right here, it's going to be a little bit harder to crease the plane. So like this, basically. Want to make sure that this edge is a perpendicular to all the other edges right here. It's parallel to here, right? You could also check right here if the wing and this edge right here are parallel. If they are, then you've done everything right. Then we're going to open this up, And we want to fold this edge to that crease we just made. We're going to swivel this open. Now you just want to kind of go under here and push that inside reverse. Right, and it's supposed to go along this edge. These are going to be the air intakes. And now you see this edge right here, this pink edge. You want to open this. You want to fold this along there. I'm gonna get a pencil. Go in. You want to open up this pocket along this edge right here. So we're opening up the air intakes, and now that you have that, you want to land this edge on itself. I'm going to flatten it right here. So, as you can see, that's what it's supposed to look like. So this is how you get the best shape for the air intakes, just by doing that. Now we're going to repeat that whole thing on the other side. Swivel this. Now go to this corner and land the edge on it, on this edge on this edge. Now what we're gonna do a check to make sure that everything is in its place. These edges are on each other. This edge is perpendicular to here, parallel to here, and the wing is parallel to the edge right here. Now we're going to open this up a bit and fold this edge to the crease again. Swivel this open, like so. Now fold, inside reverse fold this. Push this back in. And now you want to just fold along this pink edge again. Open this up and land this edge on itself. I'm going to just fold this in half for a second to make sure that these two are even. Looks good enough. So here are the two air intakes, and I'm just going to lay it back down like this so it doesn't bother me anymore. Now you want to fold this flap, push this flap back up, push this flap back up, and now we're going to change the angle of the wings a bit. So you want to fold a crease from, you see this edge right here, and it's going to catch on this point, and this edge right here will land on itself. Just like this. Good. Other side. So now you see the wing of the plane really coming into shape nicely. Now we're gonna unfold this and just fold this edge to this crease that we just made. Fold it in on itself again. And now we are going to a bit of a tricky step. So you see we have this pocket right here. And then there's this crease right here. So we're basically making a new crease along that pocket and folding this little tab into there. So that's kind of like, so that tab will lock this part of the wing together under this flap. Same thing here. First wanna unfold this, fold the edge to the crease, make sure everything's lined up, fold it in on itself again. Now open up this pocket and just push the tab under there. Great, so when you're actually done this plane, the tab might come out of that pocket a couple times, but you could just push it back in. Now we're going to do a sink fold. Open this up and you want to push this inward. And you could lay, actually don't put that under that flap yet. And do the same thing on the other side. Right, so now you could see how the whole thing really comes together. We're gonna unfold this, and you see this corner right here, or this crease. We're going to land it on this edge. And we could just open this up and put that under there. Same here. And put it under here. So now we're gonna have the engines at the back later. Now we are going to flip it around to here, taking this edge and we're landing on this edge. You don't need to crease. No, you don't need to crease it all the way. It just needs to go into this pocket. And then we're swiveling it all the way to that corner. Same thing on this side. Make sure that this little thing might come up, so you want to flatten it out. Good. Now you can put this flap under here. I'm gonna flip it over, and we're gonna open these fins up. Now you just want to basically inside reverse this. Same thing on the other side. Great, now that you have that, open this, and you're gonna want to fold this in. As you can see, there's basically we have this crease right there, and that's about as far as you can go. Or just fold this edge to here. And then you could reverse this. Fold it the other way into that pocket. Good. Now you could just fold the fin the other way. Same thing here. We're going to fold this edge to this edge. Fold it the other way. And I guess say the tab won't really fit in there perfectly. So if you want, you could just fold it a bit to match up with this layer right here. So now it should go in there neatly. I'm gonna just pull this tab out quickly and do the same for this side. Okay, so by now you should be pretty much done with the whole body of the plane. Now we're just gonna do the jet fold, right? So first, I'm gonna go like this, put it on the table like this, and we're making a fold from this corner. We're gonna have another edge to see how we fold it. So you're folding it along basically this edge right here. Now we could just jet fold this other side. Right, now you wanna, okay, now that we have that, I'm gonna try to, get the machine gun in place. This might be a bit tricky, but you basically want this edge to be at a 90-degree angle with the bottom of the plane. So you can see it gets a bit messy in here. But it is like this. And now we're just going to squash fold this machine gun like that. Then I'm gonna take it out like this, and it's a bit of a tricky step. You want to fold this edge to the center on both sides. And then you're just going to kind of like pedal fold this in. So as you can see, the machine gun part is really small and is pretty tricky. It's pretty tricky to get, but there we go. And if you want, I usually don't do this, but 1 second. Okay. If you want, you could open up this pocket and put this flap inside there. I don't like to do it so much because it comes out, looks a bit weird, but that's basically your machine gun there. Now we basically are pretty much done. We just have to lock the plane into place. So we're going to take any flap you want and put it into the other flap, like this. I'm going to go here. I'm going to push this flap into the body first. Actually, you might want to crease this a bit to make it a bit neater. And then you could just fold on that. And we are putting this whole flap into the body of the plane so that now the wings stay together pretty nicely. Now you could just fold the wings up like this. So when the plane is flying, you really don't want the wings to be pretty straight, right? So now you can see we have the fins, we have everything. I'm gonna open up the air intakes like this. One's like this. The other is. So mine are both they're both just a tidbit uneven. Ah, there we go. Like that. Now, I'm gonna go to here and we're gonna fold this up because basically there's this thing with paper airplanes called, how's it called again? Up elevator. Right, so if you see your plane is nose diving, like does a nose dive, you see these two flaps we just folded up here? You could fold them up a bit, and what that does is the wind should basically push off these, and the plane's nose will go up. But at the same time, you don't want to put them too far up, or let's say you want to do it a different way, because pretty much you just have to fold some flap up in the back, because if you do, then it might just go up and then just stall and fly down, and you don't want that. And so here's pretty much the last step of the plane. We're going to go into here and just open up. I think I got a bit of blood in there. Right, that's fine. So I'm going to open up the engines at the back. And there you have it. That's a finished Archer plane. It could, you might need to do some you might need to like adjust the plane, like the fins and everything, and the up elevator and the wings to get it to fly right. It's a bit tricky to fly this one, but it does fly if you manage to get everything right. So I hope everybody was able to fold this, and I will probably be posting more videos soon. If you want to see my other planes, I'll be posting about in the future. Here's a couple of them. More on the way probably, but a bunch of different ones. And also have the paper stands. Like this. So now they all look pretty nice. So I hope everyone was able to fold this easily, and I will hopefully see you guys in the next video.